Tempest? Has anyone ever heard of The Tempest? Yeah. Who wrote The Tempest? Shakespeare, right. So, The Tempest, but we're a dance company. So is this the play of The Tempest? No, not quite. It's a dance interpretation, but an urban Latin dance interpretation.
This is air. Between eye-wee fingers. Between eye-wee teeth. The dust that clings and lingers here, the crumbling dirt more thirsty than sand. No agua.
This monologue specifically was created for the character Aya, who is the mother of the piece. She is Sycorax, she is Oya, she is this greater being, the mother of Caliban, and she's speaking to her unborn child, who is, you know, Caliban. Caliban is everyone, right? So she's sort of speaking to all of us and laying down the foundation of all the chaos and insanity that is to come, and speaking on that from the perspective of, you know, a greater being, the she.
Yet remember who thou hast cast aboard. You are a fish on dry land, mi amor.
This monologue was intended to be sort of the prologue or the beginning of the actual piece itself. So Ana Maria wanted to sort of test out and see what that would actually look like and sound like on an audience and how they would receive that.
I am Caliban. I am Caliban. I am Caliban.
I am Caliban.
I am Caliban. I am Caliban. I am Caliban.
Eu sou Caliban.
We are representing Caliban in 3 different phases throughout our piece. And so I am embodying Caliban in his last stage, where he realizes the burden that he's been carrying. I'm kind of breaking free from that. Like, I'm realizing that this is not my destiny. I'm speaking out against my own master. It's a really kind of incredible role to play, especially given what's happening in the world right now. And people speaking out against injustices that are occurring in different shapes and forms.
We start the choreographic labs with about 15 minutes or so of the actual performance itself, just kind of snippets that we've come up with, sort of works in progress, and move into allowing the community to actually dance with us and engage with us and try on some of this movement for themselves. And shortly after that, we story circle. So we gather together and we talk about issues that are relevant around water and race and all of the different things that come up as the lab is happening. And sometimes those topics sort of just naturally and organically come to fruition. This last lab, we did topics around children because there was or childhood stories around water. Because there were so many children in the fountain sort of dancing with us and around us.
That sense of like playing the water, really submerging yourself, really playing with it, and how when you grow up you don't want to get in the water, you don't want the water to touch you.
Girls that were walking around the water area where it was coming out, like, I'm sure they weren't part of the piece, but it was just really interesting because, you know, they're, you know, like he said, like they're, you know, innocently going about life, you know, and meanwhile the world is in chaos, you know, so it was a perfect vision at that moment, I felt. So
you feel like in some way you're giving of yourself to your community, but they have no idea that they're also fueling you with so much material. So it's been a really amazing process.